Welcome to our new series brought to you by Always, where we're talking openly about periods without the shame, the whispers, or the awkwardness. Together with women who inspire and experts who guide, we're diving into the everyday realities of our cycles. This is episode 2. Whose blood is it anyway? Today we are focusing on performance, focus, and what it means to keep showing up even when your period tries to hold you back. I'm joined by Anam Khalid, who is the co-founder of SQUATWOLF and has built a global brand empowering women in fitness, and Dr. Hasia, an award-winning aesthetic and skin specialist. Together, we'll talk about movement, skin and hormone changes, and how to stay confident in high-intensity moments. Let's get into it. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, I'm not very well. Suffering from a bout of food poisoning, but we're surviving. How are you, Hasia?
Very good, thank you. Busy, but good. Thanks.
Good? Yeah, and how are you, Anam?
I'm good. I'm very good. Thank you very much. It's busy times, but yeah.
Busy times.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for giving us your time in these busy times. We were just discussing this before. We all have some sort of Desi roots, right?
Yes.
Wherever it comes from. But you grew up in the UK. I grew up in Mauritius. You grew up in Pakistan. The one thing I want to talk about today, because, the main gist of today is talking about period. I want to know how differently we were each taught about period. I'll start. For me, we had sex education in school. And they mentioned period without using the word period. They just said something will happen. You will need to use this. But nobody used the word. And it was my mom who told us about it. What about you? Anam, let's start with you.
My mom, mainly. There was no mention of it at all in school. At all. And
At
then,
all?
No. And then when, of course, when you are hitting that age and you're going through that and you find out through friends, it was very surprising for a lot of people who didn't even know. For a lot of girls, it was a girls' school. It was a convent school. So, convent schools are anyways a little bit more stricter than the other schools. So it was kind of like treated as if it doesn't exist. So we found out through friends, and then when it, happened eventually, then my mother talked about it. There wasn't any formal education about it.
Wow. And you, Hasia?
We definitely had a formal education. I think I was in year 4 or 5. I think year 5. So I was around 9 years old. And we had a whole week of watching videos about the menstrual cycle. And the one thing I remember is that it was just so scientific. And they kept using the word menstruation and this and that. And to be honest, I totally didn't understand at all what it meant. I wish they would just have said, you're going to bleed. Down there. I wish they said that, but they made it so technical. They made it very difficult to understand, and it lasted about a week. And then going on from that, every single year we had some form of sex education. Yeah.
That's so interesting, isn't it? That already shows us how each of us experiences so differently.
So different.
And even the age at which you hit it is so different. Mine was so late. I hit period at 16.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very, very late. So then you keep seeing everyone going through it, but nobody's really talking about it. Is it a problem? But now, obviously, the topic of today is more about being active and, movement through it. But, you, of course, I know you just did a 100 days challenge. You're a very active person as well. But, when you're active, is it when you're on your period, do you decide not to work out on these days, or do you just power through?
So I used to do that. I would not work out at least on first day. But with this 100-day challenge, so me and my husband, we decided to follow David Goggins. He's the strongest person on earth. This is what he claims, and other people believe that. And he definitely is. I believe that too. So we followed him for 100 days, and we gave, me and Waj, my husband, we gave each other challenge that whoever skips pays the fine. And the fine was heavy. So I was like, okay, I cannot skip. So I worked out. So 100 days lasted 3 months and something. So I worked out every single day. And what I did though on the first day, because of the cramps and the unease that you feel, I would do different moves. I would do stretching. But I would not stop. I would continue every single day, and I would do high intensity second day. So the first day, it's more stretching and yoga poses that actually are recommended and helpful to reduce cramps, and they did help with cramps and bloating both. And my periods are not comfortable. I used to take a lot of medicine, painkillers, but since I have been super active and I'm not skipping workouts on day 1, day 2, and throughout my period, it has really helped me. And I'm not on medication at all now.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, this has helped a lot.
You know, my PT tells me this. I think she's lying. So she's always telling me, if you work out on your periods, well, no. But maybe it is true. But Hasia, what about you? How often do you're a very active person as well. How do you see it? Yeah, you try.
I do try. So the thing is this. Day 1 of your period is, day 1 of your menstrual cycle is the day 1 of your period when you start bleeding. So at that point, your female hormones are going to be low. So that's your estrogen and your progesterone. And at that point, most women do feel lethargic. But around day 3 or day 4 is when things really start changing, because that's when your estrogen starts increasing. And most women do report to feeling more energetic. And that's a great time to start actually doing the high intensity stuff, because your carbohydrate metabolism, the carbs that you're eating, are going to convert to energy much better during that time. So you can go do the high intensity cardio, strength, weightlifting, everything. And most women are at their strongest at that point.
Oh, wow. So now we know those are the days when we should go out and
absolutely.
do it all.
And like you said, Anam, you know, the first couple of days, that's the time when the hormones are low. So that's the time when stretching, Pilates, or gentle yoga, this kind of thing, it's perfect.
Yeah, and I like that you found the flow for that as well, right?
Exactly.
Through it, but also through your journey of building SQUATWOLF as well, where we're trying to empower women through fitness, encourage everyone to be a bit more active. Have you personally had any days where you felt like you struggled with staying fit just because of your period? I mean, you've told us now that you found the thing that works, but before that?
Before that, yes, definitely. Like for me, the biggest challenge was the pain, the cramps. So for that, I was highly dependent on the painkillers. And this, I didn't like it. Like I was like, this gives me a feeling I'm sick. And I'm not sick. This is a normal thing that happens to every single woman in the world. So what do I do, or how should I be able to conquer this, you know? And I felt it was like a huge achievement for me personally when I was finally able to come off of meds, especially on my first day. And this whole journey was very empowering overall. Before that, I definitely used to struggle. I would not move. Like I was just glued to the couch the whole day on the first day of the period. But then slowly, when you gather courage and when you really want to change something, then, then that shift, that it can happen. And that's what happened with me.
But it's so interesting. I feel like so many women talk about how the first day of their period, they can't do anything and they're glued to their couch. And even Juliet, who's on my team, the first day I have to give her a day off. And, I feel like this is it's so interesting to see that there's not enough research being done. And you usually hear stories like this, that it's women who figure it out somehow and they find something that works for them.
But Sheen, it's fine. Women have to give themselves that grace on the first day, first 2 days, 3 days of their period. Because biologically, we shouldn't, there's a huge shift. Women shouldn't be doing anything on the first couple of days of the period. You need to be lying down. You need to be in bed, eating carbs. You need to be eating plenty. Because biologically, there's a hormonal shift. Your body, it's not wired to be, being super active at that time. And if you don't give yourself that grace, that time, then that's when people shift into hormonal imbalances. that's when you see other health conditions become triggered. And we're seeing the rise of PCOS because of hormonal shifts, because women are not giving themselves that space and time to just go through it the way their body has always, for thousands of years, intended to go through it.
Yeah, and I think you're right. We tend to forget that it means we're bleeding. You're literally losing blood.
Yeah.
But no, let's power through. Let's do everything we're meant to be doing.
Modern society is that way.
Modern society.
They built it that way. So unfortunately, women, you have to power through it. But I think it's France, right? Or one of the European countries that have given period leave to women.
Have they actually now?
Yeah,
okay,
I think
good.
it's one of the European countries.
I've heard of it as well. I think it's in the Nordics, Norway or
Oh yeah, you're right. It's a
Denmark.
Nordic country. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think it's France. But no, and also you mentioned that PCOS, the advent of it. You do think that this is a result of like our generations?
Lifestyle.
You think so?
Oh, well, 100%. Because women really were only, the whole purpose of a woman was really to procreate and to have babies. That was, what women's job is on the world. And actually, when you look at it, humans' core job was just to procreate anyway. And so with changes in lifestyle, women being, working as much as men, and all of that kind of thing, stress, diet, processed foods, whatever, you name it, that has led to the hormonal shift. And PCOS, one of the core things about it is that you have an increase of testosterone. And the way I see it is, it's men have always been this way. They've had the jobs and all of that thing. But now, as women are finding that equality, they're developing more male hormones. So biologically, they're evolving to be like men, not just, what they're doing in society. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's so interesting. But, going back to a little bit more about, we were talking about that damp feeling when you get your period.
Oh, yes.
That's something, it is so weird, isn't it? And I feel like we can all think of moments when that happens, when it's going through it. But from a doctor's point of view, where does that come from, that feeling of uncomfortable thing when you're on your period? Every woman remembers that moment when her period caught her off guard. Maybe it was at school, maybe at work, during training, or even in the middle of an important day. What we all share is also that feeling we call period ache, that damp, sticky distraction that pulls you out of the moment. Always has been a trusted ally for girls for years, helping us feel protected when we need it the most. And now they've upgraded their pads to be softer than ever. The newly launched Pink Pack Always Skin Love is designed as the ultimate solution to period ache. With its softest surface yet, it locks liquid fast so the top stays dry, gentle and comfortable against your skin. It's not just about protection, it's about freedom. Freedom to show up at your best, to train, to study, to move, and to live your life without that constant reminder of dampness. Always Skin Love was created so girls can feel the moment and not the wetness that ruins it. Always Skin Love, up to 0 wetness, 100% softness, and now with lavender oil.
Blood. Quite simply.
Yeah.
Blood, sweat, the moisture, all of these things. And yeah, that's where it comes from, essentially. And then if you're working out on top of that, if you're out and about, maybe you're not changing your pads as frequently as you wish, you're going to get sticky and uncomfortable.
And how is there like a rule about how often you're meant to like change your pads?
Every single hour. Imagine. I know women who are changing their pads every single hour just to cope with the blood. Because, you and I might have normal periods, but there are people that have extremely heavy blood flow.
Yeah.
So there's no such one rule that women must change their pads every 3 to 4 hours. It depends on how comfortable you are, your personal preference, and your situation, if you like. But I would suggest if you have normal bleeding, then around every 3 to 4 hours.
And in terms of, now when you're on your period, there are other things that come with it, right? For example, being bloated, having cramps, as you mentioned. But Anam, for example, you do meetings all the time. Every time I'm trying to see you, you're always in a meeting somewhere. How do you maintain that confidence and that presence of mind whenever you're having a heavy day and you're having to be there?
I think it is distracting. It is uncomfortable. It is at the back of your mind all the time. So you're not fully 100% focused on the topics, and it is just natural.
Yeah.
And I don't fight it anymore. I used to fight it in the past. I used to, when you are much younger, when you're starting your career and you want to, just prove to the world that you can do this and that. So, that drive and lack of understanding of your own self and your body is causing all of that, and then you're fighting it. Now I don't fight it anymore. I'm like, okay, this is what it is, and I have to go by my day, be as productive as possible, be as present as possible, but this is what I'm going through. And if I get an opportunity, I tell the people I'm meeting that I'm not my 100% today. And so they understand, they know the context that, if I am not my true self today, this is the reason. So I do try to keep everyone around me aware that, I am not my 100% self today.
I remember one time we came to your office and you were like, everyone knows today is day 1 of my period. And I was like, I like that. I like that everyone knows and they know to be on the best behavior today.
Yes. Because you can't be so how switched on I am on a daily basis. I feel it. I'm not that switched on on day 1. So it is better to then tell everyone so that they don't misunderstand that, because people are looking up to you as a founder of the business. Everyone looks up to me. Everyone is like kind of trying to, and I am that kind of a person who gives positive energy to everyone. And I try to keep every room I go to a bit of, it's light, it's fun, it's energetic. So there is a positive vibe around me and it's conscious. So when I'm not able to do that, I tell people.
That's really nice. And what about you, Hasia? How do you, you're also in a clinic, you work with people. How do you deal with days where you're not feeling your best because of your period?
I guess we're limited as founders, as CEOs, businesswomen. We can't just switch off, especially if you have meetings, you've got a full schedule of patients that are flying in just to be treated, or they've got weddings and commitments, so you've got to treat them. So, basically hot drinks, lots of spearmint tea, ginger tea, and paracetamol. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Paracetamol. That's not a brand, is it?
Yeah.
So, basically, that's the only way I can get through it, and then just get on through the day. Go home. Make sure I have plenty of carbs, good proteins, and healthy fats, and lots of hot drinks.
Okay, you keep mentioning this, and I'm going to mention it. You mentioned carbs when you're in your period, and I know we all get cravings for like chocolate, especially, and you just want to eat when you're on your period. But I thought that that's just us looking for comfort. But is it actually good for us to take it in?
Oh, we are craving. There is definitely a craving, and it comes biologically. Our body needs to build that energy reserve. And you'll notice that the craving is worse maybe 1 or 2 days before the period. For me, it's like a whole week before. So, I'll be honest with you, I only get 2 good weeks in a month because like 1 week I'm PMS, then I'm on my period.
The actual period, yeah.
So in that time just before your period and during your period, complex carbohydrates like sweet potato, brown rice, healthy fats like avocado, your best friend, and it's going to give you the energy to power through. I recently saw this TikTok about how it went viral, actually. It was about women. Someone was suggesting to women that on the first day of your period, have a big fat steak. And there's some truth to that.
Yeah.
Because steak has a high level of iron. So if you're having a steak at the beginning of your period, then at least it kind of builds some iron reserves. the truth is that those iron reserves probably won't kick in immediately for that week, but it's still something that you're proactively doing. And there's some psychology behind it as well, that I'm having iron-rich foods, so it will help me power through. It's kind of a placebo as well, I think. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, whatever works, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, other side effects we have with period is sometimes skin, right? You can have acne, you can have breakouts. I have my period pimple, which is out. I get one every time before it comes out on the chin area. And
Same
that's the
space.
hormonal one.
Same spot.
Same spot.
Same
You
spot.
too.
Most people and me, can you see like, is it on the, can you see like something hiding
No.
under here?
No, we can't.
Literally, I concealed it so much because I've had this pimple for 2 weeks, because these pimples, they come in that same space and they stay.
They start to dry, but then it's back again.
And it goes
Do you
like
get
a
it?
purple
No,
color.
thank God.
Lucky.
You're very
This
lucky.
started very recently, like a year
Yeah.
or so ago, and it's so ugly. It comes out right here. But okay, doctor, how do we deal with this?
So, well, of course, we have to think of it as a biological thing. These things sometimes cannot be helped because it's internal. And again, it's because of that hormonal imbalance. And it's usually the rise in testosterone that's going to give you the acne flares and also inflammation on the skin. So, how do we manage and balance our hormones? I always suggest a holistic approach. I'm not someone who's going to say slap some of this on, because that's not always the way to manage hormonal acne. So thinking of it from a holistic approach, you want to do some meditation, some yoga, relax, make sure you're in a good frame of mind, positive affirmations, very important. And then diet as well, like I mentioned earlier, diet must be on point. Sleep hygiene, all of this has to be on point. You'll notice also, if you're going through a stressful period, that you're going to maybe get more spots during your period. If you're stressed, then it's your period, you'll have more acne or breakouts during that period. And that's because along with that higher testosterone, you have a higher cortisol level. These things make your skin oily, increase sebum production, and then you break out. So that peace of mind, very important to keep balanced. And then obviously, if the pimples come out, then you slap some, salicylic concealer. But salicylic acid, azelaic acid, more specialist ingredients like spironolactone and tretinoin.
Okay. Well, but all of us here, you two as well, you have such stressful lifestyles. We're always in demand. Yesterday, you messaged me saying this weekend I haven't stopped yet.
I haven't stopped.
Right.
I'm planning to stop after this podcast.
Okay.
Wallahi, I'm not even joking. I'm almost there.
Me too. I was like, after this podcast, I'm going to go lie down. I need to be horizontal. See? Now, how do you want me to not break out? How do you want my cortisol to be low?
Exactly.
But
gosh.
Anam, now back to you. You know that we feel like when in the fitness world, especially when we talk about period, it's never really mentioned, right? A lot of female athletes and stuff, whenever they're going through it, there's never a conversation around, during that race, is that going to clash with your period dates or something? And even when we think of athletic wear and all of this, you are in the business of designing in order to make things better for people. Is that something that comes to mind? Is that something that you at SQUATWOLF, you're focusing on in terms of how do we make things more suited to women, and what else can be done?
So in terms of, one good thing is that the head of product is a female. And we have majority of the in the product design team and development team, in fact in sourcing as well. So our product team is made up of multiple different functions. So there's design, there is development, then there is planning and merchandising, then there is sourcing as well. So sourcing works with the factories and stuff. So there are a lot of components that make up the product team, and one product that comes out in the market eventually is going through all of these people. So from design till sourcing. And then eventually planning then plans, how do we distribute it among channels? So majority of these people are women, which is very good, which I'm proud of.
Yeah.
And there is always this intention that how do we make products for women more suited. And we are not trying to do what everyone else is doing in the industry. So we pay a lot of attention to fabrics, and especially because of the how the products are made generally, the industry standards are, they're not very helpful for women. So using a lot of, for example, synthetic fabrics is not recommended. So we try, of course, it's very difficult because the industry is made up like that. You, as a young brand, you cannot go against the industry, but whatever with the capacity, with the resources we have, we try to change that. So we released a collection recently called Neotech. It is majority of the products are coming from natural sources, and we are trying to move away as a business from synthetic fibers, which are not good for, because you're basically, when you're heated, when you're working out, you sweat a lot, and then those microplastics are not obviously healthy, and especially with the leggings, which are very close to your your
groin
body
area. Yeah,
exactly. So it's something that we are very conscious about, and we are taking small steps towards doing better.
Amazing.
Wow, that's very cool.
Very good.
Yeah, very, very cool. But I think, it makes a huge difference once women are involved in it as well. I feel like the shared experience as well makes it that you will create something very targeted to what we need to have as women.
And don't get me wrong, there are men in the business.
Yeah.
The head designer is a guy. So there is a good balance.
Of course.
But because of women being there, it's just the experiences are so personal. And if generally what happens in other companies, what I've seen is like the product teams or the companies in general are male dominated. So these issues are not discussed openly. Like for us, discussing about the underwear, for example, for women openly in the boardroom, bras, the problems that the bras bring for women, for athlete. Hijab, for example, is such a big topic. For sports hijabs, there's nothing, unfortunately, in the market that solves all the problems of the hijabis. So these topics are very openly and very often discussed in the business because we genuinely want to solve these problems. Yes, we are young and we are growing as a brand, but we really want to go after these things and like really make a difference.
But okay, to both of you now, how do you make sure that conversation, you're both leading companies, how do you make sure that your team feels comfortable to also come to you whenever they have any issues, especially women? How do you do it?
I think it's the way we work.
I agree.
It's because if you have a kind of culture in the company where you are always there to listen, because sometimes you don't even have to jump and solve the problems immediately. You just have to be there to listen. And if you have built that reputation that people can come and approach you and open their heart and tell you what's going on, that's enough. And the unfortunate part is it doesn't happen very often.
I just think be kind, be human, and like you have to be approachable for employees to be able to come to you if there's an issue. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, and I think actions speak louder than word, right? So when they see you do it, it actually works. Now, another question I have for both of you. So for those of you who don't know, Hasia also does a lot of content online.
Yes.
Yeah? Do you still do it?
Content?
Yeah.
What, have you not been seeing my content?
I haven't been seeing your reels.
I don't know. Oh, I'm posting like 2-3 times a day.
Oh my God.
Plus stories.
Okay, stories
Am
I
I
see.
shadow banned?
I think you are, but I don't see your reels.
God.
No, but I know you used
Posting
to
all
back
the
in the day.
time.
Okay.
No, Sheena, I'm being serious. I post 2 to 3
But I
times
really
a day.
don't see it. And I was
Have
like,
you
did
blocked
Hasia
me?
stopped?
You've blocked me. Oh my God.
I muted you. No, I didn't. I need to go back. But you create content regularly. You've
Yeah,
been
of
doing it for
course.
years. You are now creating content. Your Anam is leading a vlog series about the founder life. So being on camera is also interesting, right? So one thing I struggle with when I'm on my period is being on camera, because suddenly I'm more self-aware than usual whenever you're this or like your cramp and everything that comes with it. How do you guys approach it on a day where you have to be on camera and you don't feel your best or you're having a heavy period? Do you just postpone it or do you power through, and do you have any tips for
I
us?
put extra makeup on and like a loose outfit, basically something where you can't see I'm super bloated, and lots of concealer, because obviously, you know, during your period, dark circles, dull skin, and again, it's that drop in hormones. Low estrogen, low progesterone means that you're going to have dull skin, dry skin, dark circles. It's kind of like that, kind of like the effect that menopause has on women. We get that because they also, during menopause, you have a drop in the female hormones, right? So at that point, women have dull skin, dry skin, you know, everything going wrong.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What about you, Anna?
For me, thankfully, I don't post 2 to 3 times a day. It's 2 to 3 times a week, maybe.
If you remember to post it.
Yes, if I remember. I am not a big poster. So I'm not into social media as much as I should be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to postpone it because I think so. It all depends on how you learn about yourself. I feel the when I'm in the beginning of my periods, I don't speak as well. Like I lose the ability to be switched on and say the right
focus,
things.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's cognitive brain fog. A lot of women get brain fog.
Sometimes I blank out. Like I don't remember what I was saying like 2 seconds ago. So this happens. So I have learned about this and I'm like, okay. So this today for me, it's not happening.
The thing is, women get brain fog, memory issues during their period, but also pregnancy and menopause. And it's all because of that hormonal shift again.
Yeah, and I feel like we give women grace when it comes to pregnancy or menopause, but not on our monthly period.
Yeah.
They're like, well,
And we should. The
We really
world, society, everyone collectively should. I know we're laughing at that, but really.
it's true. It's true. And I think we need to think about it. You know, I saw this funny reel once online that said that if men had periods, there will be a national holiday every month.
For sure. For sure.
But here we are suffering in silence. But final parting message I want both of you to share. What's one advice you will give to women when it comes to, you know, because both of you are people that I admire. You've built really incredible things individually and you carry it beautifully with so much grace. But what advice would you give to women who are trying to lead those high professional lives, but also managing being a woman and having the period and the mood swings and everything that comes with it?
I would say don't allow it to limit you. Work with your period, with your cycle, be in sync with your cycle. So on those days when you're just not feeling it, give yourself grace, try to do things that are going to pick you up. And then like I mentioned earlier, there are times during your period where you have maximum energy. Maximize on that. Take advantage. Go and do those runs and the high strength training and everything. And, you know, run the marathon. Do whatever you have to do, but just work with it.
I think, I completely agree with Hasia here because I think it's also my journey of learning about myself has helped a lot. So I think if women pay more attention in learning about themselves, that would be really helpful. Because sometimes we try to do things that we are not able to, and then that you go into that negative cycle that, you know, why is this happening? Why I'm not able to do it? And you're trying to compete with men, like how they operate. And for me, it's a very similar situation because it's my husband I work with, right? So he's like a machine. He can go on non-stop every single day, every single week, every single month, non-stop, the same routine, the same thing. But for me, it's completely different. And I have learned over a period of time to stop and tell him, listen, I cannot. My body is not allowing me to. So we have to have this understanding that we are not like men. Our bodies are different, and we need to learn about the bodies. What has helped me is also the health tracking device. So I use it, I wear it, I monitor my cycle, I log in when the cycle starts, and then I'm also monitoring my recovery. So if my recovery is really good, then I'm pushing myself harder. If it's not great, then I'm not. So these things just help understand yourself and your body and your mood and how you're feeling. So paying more attention, I think, and I've been that kind of a person who never paid attention to these things. I was just too busy living that I was not paying attention, but then feeling negative about all of that. But yeah, as I've matured, I've learned these things, and they are very helpful.
Yeah, I think the main takeaway from this conversation is your period is not your limitation.
Absolutely.
You can work with it. Just understand your body, understand yourself, and make it work. Well, I wish we had more time. But Anam and Hasia, thank you so much for today.
Thank you.
We have a little surprise for you.
I love it. How beautiful. How
So
thoughtful.
Just a little thank you for being
This is
here
going
today.
in my office on my board.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, and the roses are like so nice.
Oh, thank you.
Stunning.
Just roses for roses. Thank you so much for being here
Thank you very
today.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.